All right, ladies, thanks for tuning in today. Now, when I say ladies, I'm not being a sexist son of a gun. I'm saying ladies as in my two daughters, which is what this channel is for. I'm actually filming these things so my daughters can see the recipes that I made for them when they were kids. This particular recipe is chicken salad. Now, depending on what part of the country you live in, you'll say chicken salad means chicken tossed on top of a salad, or you'll mean chicken with stuff tossed in it. We here are doing the second of those. So our chicken salad is chicken breasts with some onion, some celery, some seasonings, and of course some mayo. And we'll mix all that up. You can serve it as a sandwich. You can toss it on a bed of lettuce with some vegetables and eat it that way. It's good for on the go. You can scoop it with celery. You can put it on crackers. You can do whatever you want with it. So this is Dad's chicken salad. Let's get started on it. I'm not so much a fan of filming in portrait mode. I prefer landscape, but the problem is if you want to see the ingredients, I have to do it this way. So, got some regular mayonnaise, got a yellow onion, some pickle relish, some dill, some onion powder, some seasoned salt, 2 sticks of celery. I already have my chicken breasts boiling. Some people, they like to boil the chicken breasts and then shred them, which is what I'm doing today. Although I have also used cooked chicken breasts. Maybe we baked them or smoked them. They were left over, then we toss them in a food processor and chunk them up. You can do whatever system is going to work best for you. So I already have the chicken boiling. While that's boiling, we're going to cut these ingredients up. We're going to toss them into the bowl. And then once the chicken is boiled, completely cooked, we'll shred it up. When it cools down, we'll dump it into said bowl with a little mayonnaise, stir it up, and it'll be ready to go shortly. So let's get started. Okay. So the nice thing about cooking is recipes are kind of a guide. If something doesn't work for you or your family, or you just don't like a particular taste, leave it off. If you really like something, put in more. Some people make this recipe with celery, which I like, but I've also seen people replace the celery with grapes, if you can believe that. So whatever works. So all I've done, I've cut the tips off of the celery. And then I'm going to cut it down the middle just to make the bites a little bit smaller. And then I'm just going to chop it. And again, you know, some people like to use larger chopping. Some like to have smaller ones. You do what you feel like will work well for your family. I am by no means a chef. I am just a dude that likes to cook. When I was young, I worked in the restaurant business. I picked up a lot of habits. But when I was very young, my parents were divorced. And I would come home from school on the school bus. This was probably at about middle school. And it would be my responsibility to start dinner cooking, usually something in an oven or sometimes something that fried, but usually oven stuff. And then my mother would pick up my sister at the daycare center on her way home. And then dinner got served a little quicker than, you know, my mother getting home at 6:30 and starting dinner then. So while that was a little bit annoying as a child, I did learn some things. So there's our cut celery. Onion, I'm going to use about half of this one. This one's, I would say, a smaller sized medium onion. So I'm going to put half of that in. Kind of interesting. You know, in our household, I'm the one that does the cooking. And my wife offered to volunteer and do the filming today, but I got my tripod. So So I told her go ahead and enjoy her day and relax a little. There's our cut onion. I'll put some more specific measurements down, but you're going to want to play with it. I'm going to use probably about 1.5 teaspoons on the relish, probably a teaspoon on the dill, probably a teaspoon on the onion powder, and probably a teaspoon or so on the seasoned salt. That is our ingredients in the bowl, ready to go. I'm not going to add the mayonnaise till the shredded chicken goes in, mainly because you can always add more mayo, but try getting the mayonnaise back out of the bowl. What I have boiling is 2 pretty good sized breasts. One of my friends, or one of my wife's friends, had let me know that she thought it was funny that in my previous video I said I liked breasts. So let me just tell you, we're boiling some chicken breasts because I like breasts. Okay, so back to the chicken salad. As I mentioned before, I like breasts. And I have now got our boiled chicken breasts ready to go. Just going to drain them off, shred them up, and then we're going to dump it into our mix with the celery and the onions and all that fun stuff. And depending on if you like chunky or more shredded, that's when you stop. You might have thought initially we were making too much vegetable, and you can change the meat to vegetable ratio if you like. But by the time you get the veggies in it, the chicken in it, and the mayo in it, I think you'll find it a pretty nice mix. So for us, this is pretty good right here. So there we go. Yeah. Going to stick this in the fridge for 15 or so minutes, let it get cooled down some. Then we will add the mayo and it will be ready. Yes, just like all our other videos, there's somebody photobombing us looking for his din din. Oh, he's being shy now. Don't worry, buddy, you can have some chicky. Okay, so chicken mixture is nice and cool now. We're going to add our mayo. I'm going to start with probably 1.5 cups and mix a little bit and see if we need to add in some more. So we'll start there and see what that gives us. Like I said, easier to add more than it is to try to take it out. And then we're going to put ours on a bed of lettuce with some tomato and cheese and have a salad out of it tonight for dinner. All right, there it is. Let me get it plated up and we will show you what it looks like in the end. All right, guys, here's the finished product. Dad's chicken salad. It's dinner tonight. We're gonna love it, and I hope you will too.